Hello and welcome back to Project Zomboid. Today we'll be starting a brand new journey with the fire officer profession. Before we begin, if you can go down below and just press that subscribe button for me, that would be so cool of you. To start off, we're going to go over the traits and plans for the playthrough. For the negative traits, I went with thin-skinned, high thirst, slow healer, underweight, prone to illness, smoker, weak stomach, short-sighted, and slow reader. For my positive traits, I went with cat's eyes, dexterous, outdoorsman, wakeful, gymnast, brawler, fast learner, fit, and strong. My weapon of choice will of course be the axe, along with short blade or short blunt for support. And for a base, we will burn that bridge when we get to it, but I have my sights set on Twiggy's bar. Before we begin, keep in mind that the whole point of these playthroughs is to do as much as possible in the time I have provided myself. Anyways, let's go. I spawn in as Ralph Richards and immediately get to that motherfucking TV. I don't have one. Anyways, I start taking whatever is useful. Wow, a gold watch, huh? That's probably why you don't have a TV. The starter house didn't have much besides some magazines and some lard in the fridge, which I ate immediately. Questionable food choices aside, it looks like I spawned in the neighborhood somewhere in West Point, and the place was crawling with zombies. I used fence tactics to dispatch most of the undead I saw until I looted a screwdriver off a zombie. I cleared out enough to be able to loot the next house, and in the closet I got super lucky and found a satchel along with a saw. Much like any other playthrough, getting my hands on a car would improve my life significantly. It was locked though, and I didn't want to attract too much attention, so I didn't bother busting the window. In the house, I found a shotgun and some shells in this room. I'll take it for now, but it's the first thing I'm dropping if I need more space. I also found a bat in the closet, which I would use until I found myself an axe. After that, it seemed quiet enough, so I sat down to watch some Life and Living. Even though I missed the morning and noon show, it's still worth it to catch one whenever you can. After that, I saw an ambulance up the road and decided to clear out around it so I could maybe get a trauma bag, which is basically a reskinned devil bag. It has a pretty high chance of spawning one, so it's always worth checking them out early game. I secured the trauma bag and also got a good handful of medical supplies. After that, it was getting late, so I retreated back to the house to get some sleep. Besides having to re-clear the perimeter, nothing else interesting happened that night. The corpses were already piling up. The next day, I woke up bright and early to catch a Life and Living show. While learning about cooking, I washed myself at the sink and I kept pushing on. Before I left, I decided to see what was in the car, and I'm glad I did because I found myself some cigarettes. And so I just kept fighting my way into town. day, I was only about a quarter of the way there, but I was making progress because every zombie I kill is one less zombie I have to deal with when the helicopter comes. My kill count was already in the hundreds at the end of day 2. In the morning, I had woken up earlier than anticipated, so I decided to read some books and magazines. After that, it was time to keep pushing towards town. Just before I started, I finally found a hand axe in the shed. It's about time. By 2 p.m. on day 5, I came across this convenience store followed by a strip of shops. I figured it was a good time to look for a car while I have access to the gas pumps. With no luck, I kept going. Fun fact, before starting the playthrough, I didn't know that there was no fire station in West Point, so I made life so much harder on myself because fire axes are going to be in short supply. By the end of the day, I had fought all the way to the West Point Town Hall. Not much longer to go now, but then something happened. I got too reckless and got bit.
Oh shit, here we go again.
This is gonna hurt. Lucky for me, there was a prosthetic in the cabinet. At least it gives him character. Even though I have a prosthesis, traditional fighting is off the table for now. I am going to use a strategy that Private Lime used in one of his videos. I'm going to make a row of fence lines to retreat to whenever I need to fight more than a few Zeds. Hopefully I won't have to use it. It's just something to fall back on. So, I started dismantling furniture and cutting down what trees I could, putting together fences with reclaimed wood. I had plenty of nails I'd looted from the garages along the way, so by 5 a.m. the next day I had 3 fence lines put up and I had taken refuge in the bookstore, which was useful for speeding up the carpentry process. I also read Electrical 1 while I was there too. This was all very good for my prosthesis familiarity as well. Before I kept going, I read Mechanics 1. After that, I moved forward with caution. A bit down the road, I visited this hardware store and finally got myself a fire axe. My luck seems to be turning around. Never mind. I got grabbed, but I managed to get away unscathed. After reaching the market at the end of the block, I got tired, so I retreated back to the bookstore. I am really running out of time. I need to get the Twiggies. It should only be one more big push, maybe 2. By 8 a.m., I had made it to the Gigamart. After clearing the building, I keep going and almost get to the bar, and then the helicopter arrived. I honestly didn't know what I expected, but I ended up just standing outside like an idiot trying to take on a helicopter horde. But with a bottle of bourbon that I forgot I looted, and some quick thinking, I made a Molotov on the fly and threw it into the horde and watched it burn. I call that a successful helicopter event. Burning down Gigamarts aside, I finally get to Twiggy's bar. I clear it out and make myself at home. The next day, I finally got the chance to clean myself up and tend to my arm. After that, I started chopping down trees and using the wood to board up some windows. Just that one small project took all day. Who knew that cutting off your arm would decrease your work speed? The next day, I went up past the bar to the guns and ammo store to see if I could get in. I couldn't. I needed a sledgehammer. I was discouraged until I found a car key on the ground. It went to this dart. And I'm not shitting you, it had a full tank of gas. It was in amazing condition too. I still had a whole day left, so I decided to go to what's left of the Gigamart and fill it up with food. And there wasn't much left of it at all. Oh well, that's what I get for using fire. So, we have a car, we have a base, and a little bit of food. It's a simple existence, but it's my existence. If you like this video or learned anything new, go ahead and leave a like. If not, I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I hope this video will be the worst part of it. See you later.